Never manually create folder structures in Finder again. Save time and increase your productivity with this Mac shortcut. Generating folder structures can be time-consuming and boring, but completely necessary if you want to keep your shit organized. Streamline folder creation by creating a shortcut. In this video tutorial, I'll show you 2 different shortcuts you can create with the Shortcuts app in Mac. The first way will be for your go-to folder structures. This shortcut is ideal for those folder structures you use time and time again. The second way will be for the one-off folder structures. This shortcut will generate a folder structure for you from a text input field. Do this instead of that. Make sure you stay till the end of the video where I'll show you how you can level up your shortcut by adding this action that will create a blank file with the same name you've entered in for your folder and open the file in its default app. In the Shortcuts app, create a new shortcut. This shortcut will be for a go-to folder structure I have for my presentations. Give your shortcut a name and customize the icon and color if you'd like. Search for the Create Folder action. Right-click and select Shortcut Input. Click on any and press Clear. Click on this again and select Folders. Click on Nowhere. Select Use as Quick Action and select Finder as well. In the Create Folder action, right-click on Path. Select Ask Each Time. Click on Text. Here, you're going to enter the prompt you'd like to see when the shortcut runs. This Create Folder action will create the main folder. Next, you want to add the subfolders. Add another Create Folder action. Right-click on Shortcuts, and we're going to select a magic variable. Here, you have 2 options. You can select either the shortcut input or the created folder. Since we want this folder to be created in the main folder, we'll need to select Created Folder as the magic variable. Place your cursor in the path label and type the name of your subfolder. We're going to repeat this for each subfolder. You can right-click on this action and select Duplicate. I want to create additional folders within these subfolders. I'm going to add a new Create Folder. Instead of selecting the main folder, I'm going to select the subfolder I'd like this folder to be created in. Although the placement of actions don't matter, if you adjust the placement of your actions, a line will indicate if an action is connected to another action, but only when it's placed directly under the corresponding action. I find it helpful to rearrange my actions, especially if I need to edit this later. You can also add comments to leave notes for yourself. The last thing I want to do for this shortcut is generate a blank PowerPoint file. This way, I don't need to create the file and name it. I can just take the name of the main folder and use that to name my file. This step is optional. You can choose to skip it if you'd like. I'll add a file action. In my files, I have a folder with blank Word, Excel, and PowerPoint documents. I'm going to select my blank PowerPoint and insert it into here. Next, I'm going to add a Save File action. This action has automatically grabbed this file, indicated by this line here. Click on Show More, and we're going to uncheck Ask Where to Save. And we're going to right-click on Shortcuts and select Magic Variable, and I'm going to select the presentation folder. In the subpath field, I'm going to insert a variable. Right-click, select Variable. I'm going to select the very first folder that was created, which is the main folder, and then I'll add the PPTX extension to the end. For the last step, this is also optional, I'll add an Open File action. You can see here this has already grabbed the saved file, and I'm just going to leave it to open up in the default app. Okay, this shortcut is ready to be tested. I'm going to right-click, and under Quick Actions, I'm going to select Presentation folder. I'm going to name my presentation, and here is my blank PowerPoint presentation. You can see that my file has been named, and all my folders have been created. Next, we'll go over how to create a nested folder structure from a text input field. For this shortcut, we'll start the same way as the previous shortcut. Next, add an Ask for Input action. We're going to leave it as a text input, and we're going to add a prompt. This will be the text that displays with the prompt. Next, we're going to set a variable. I'm going to name my variable, and it's going to grab the provided input. Next, I'm going to add a split text action. This is going to split my variable by new lines. Next, I'm going to add a repeat with each action. For each item in the split text, I'd like to create a folder. I'm going to drag this action so it's inside the repeat with each item action. Select the magic variable, and we're going to create these subfolders in the main folder. For the path, instead of inserting names, I'm going to select the repeat item. Okay, this shortcut is ready to be tested. In Finder, I'm going to select my action. I'm going to enter a folder name, and I'm going to list the subfolders, 1 folder per line. Here you can see that my folder's been created and my subfolders have been created inside. We're going to level up this last shortcut that we created and add an extra input field that will prompt me to select a file to generate along with the folder. This file will be created in the main folder. I'm going to duplicate this last action. First, I'll insert a dictionary action. I'm going to insert it right after I create the folder. I'm going to use this action to create a list of file types with the file extension. I'll use the key column to insert the type of file and the value column for the extension. Then I'm going to add a choose from list action. I'm going to insert it just after the dictionary, and I'm going to select the dictionary and I want to get only the keys. This will return just the list of keys rather than the keys and the values. Next, I'm going to insert an if action. The if action is going to look at the selected item. If the selected item is equal to no file, the shortcut doesn't need to do anything. Otherwise, I'd like the shortcut to create a file for me. I'm going to insert the get dictionary value in between otherwise and end if actions. The get dictionary value action will return the value that corresponds to the selected key. For that, we'll need to select the dictionary. Next, we're going to add a text action. We'll use this action to compose the name of the blank file name. To do that, we're going to insert the chosen item, which is the key, add a dot, and then we're going to insert the dictionary value. For example, if I selected Excel, it will return excel.xlsx. Insert a get file from folder action. I'm going to clear this and select the blank folder. And here is where I'm going to insert the file name. For the last action, I'm going to add a save file action. Click show more. Uncheck ask where to save, and we're going to select the main folder that was created. The subpath will be the created folder dot dictionary value. Our shortcut is ready to be tested. I'm going to select make a nested folder with file. I'm going to select Excel. I'll list out my subfolders, one for each line, and press done. And here you can see that my folder was created, as was my Excel file, and my subfolders. What other automations would streamline your workflow? Let me know in the comments. Like this video if you plan to create these shortcuts. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on any productivity boosting videos. Thanks for watching.